Good morning, everyone. I want to thank everyone. I hope everyone on live stream. I want to thank all of you that voted for Unity of Boulder as the best place to worship. We won the best place to worship here in the county of Boulder. Thank you all for voting. Okay. And, along with that, it must be something to feel a part of that, the best place to worship. And also that we could use more of your devotion, not just for voting, but for sending a gift, financial gift, or doing something on a regular basis. In other words, recurring donation like $10 a week or $10 a month or even more if you can afford it. Because we're going to have to put a new parking lot out there. It's reached that place in its development. We have to put another parking lot out there, and it costs quite a bit of money. So, do what you can, and recurring donations work for us so we can budget how we go forward with the things that we need to get done, not just the front parking lot, but many of the other maintenance things we have to do. So, because we're still physically in the world, and we have to pay our way here in the world. Is there anybody here from another Unity today? Anybody here for the first time? Okay, very good. We're not giving out any gifts today. If you're here for the first time, you would have gotten a gift. Some of you, not because I can tell, you could have raised your hand and I wouldn't have known that you weren't here for the first time. You would have gotten a gift. Anyway, you are going to get a gift anyway, because this particular talk that Syntysche is going to share today is going to be a great gift of opening your hearts and minds to the beauty and the reality of the presence of God. So look forward to it.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Unity of Boulder. Those of you who are joining us here in-house and those of you who are joining us online, we love sharing an hour each Sunday with you, and it's our pleasure. And thank you again. As Jack said, we won Best in Boulder by the daily, as voted by you, our congregation. So thank you very much. That's just such an awesome thing to have, and it helps us out. And it shows us some love. And another really easy way, those of you who are watching online especially, but even those who are in-house, if you like this service or you like this church at all, please go online, find us on YouTube or on our website, and click like. That's all you have to do. Just getting those likes that helps spread it. It sends our videos out further to more people to see. So just clicking like or put a comment anywhere. You can go on Google, write a comment there. It really helps us out and spread our message far and wide, and that is definitely our goal here. So we got a few upcoming events I'd like to speak with you about happening here at Unity of Boulder. Today, actually at 1 p.m., we're having our conscious communication class that's taught by Syntysche's assistant, Steve Hayes. It's based on the principles of nonviolent communication. You don't have to sign up for it. It's a drop-in group. We do ask for a suggested love offering of about $10, but it's from 1 to 3 p.m. and it's downstairs in our YOU room. It's real easy to find. It's just down at the bottom of these stairs in the lobby. So come and check that out. And we always hold that on the 2nd and the 4th Sundays of each month. We are bringing back a group that for many years has been led by Norma Groverland, called the Sacred Feminine Circle. We're going to restart that starting October 6th. This is a woman's group. It's just a spiritual discussion group. It's the first and third Thursdays of every month from noon to 1:30 p.m. So please, that's just a drop-in group. We take an offering for it, but you don't have to sign up for it. You can just stop on in, and that'll start October 6th at noon. For those, most of you know, we have dance lessons here, a dance class called NIA, 3 days a week over here in Fellowship Hall. That's Tuesday, Wednesday, and 2 on Thursday, but we're adding to that. We're now going to add one, we're going to add one on Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. so you can come and dance right before our meditation service that happens every Wednesday night at 7. And then we're also adding one on Friday at 9 a.m. So if you've never checked out NIA because the days we had it or the times we had it didn't work, now's your chance to check it out on Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. or Fridays at 9 a.m. And we are going to start getting ready for our holiday choir season starting October 6th. That's a Thursday. If you've ever wanted to join our choir, you've seen our Christmas and our Easter performances and just looked at that and said, I'd like to be a part of that. There's no sign up for it. There's no skill requirement. This could be your first time ever singing publicly. We want everyone. Come on in. If you'd like to join, all you have to do is show up Thursday, October 6th. It meets every Thursday from 6:30 till about 8:30ish through October and November. And then in December, it goes to Tuesdays and Thursdays at the same time. But please, we'd love to have every voice, especially the men. We need more men in our choir. We need those man voices. So now, without further ado, I'd like to welcome today's special music guest. You will recognize her, Miss Marcy Baruch, showing up on time. I'm just messing with you, Marcy.
Good morning, everybody. Let's see, is my mic on? I'm not quite getting in. Can I get a little more in the monitor, Josh? La 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 la. Ooh, ooh. Yeah, feels good. Thank you so much. I love this song by Ricky Byers. I come back to it again and again and again, and every time that I sing it or hear it, it just reminds me to remind myself, to be reminded and reminded and reminded that God is all there is, and I will keep practicing and opening to that consciousness until I get it, which may be forever and ever and ever, which means it's never done, and we're always having the chance to sink into it. I'm so grateful. My wings were heavy. You know what? I'm just going to check and see what that was. Because everything deserves to find its home and feel good. So, yeah. Hold on a sec. All right. My wings were heavy, I could not fly, haunted by dreams that were meant to come true. God was there, I could not see it, so the voice of salvation came shining through you, and you said, God is all there is. God is all there will ever be. Oh, God is all there is. God is all there will ever be. In the sky of my mind was lightning and thunder. I never could trust it could finally be right. The truth in your eyes said, don't worry, don't wonder. And you sang me your song that has shattered the lie. And you said, God is all there is. God is all When my heart was troubled, I didn't know what to do. Your compassion planted a seed in my life. All the flowers in me, all the time I'm singing. All the time I'm singing. Ooh, I'm singing. God is all there will ever be. Oh, God is all there is. Oh, God is all there will ever be. If your wings are heavy, you cannot fly. Haunted by dreams that were meant to come true and still can. God is right here. You just have to say it. Let the voice of salvation come shining through you and just sing. God is all. Oh, God is all there is. Sing with me. God is all there will ever be. God is all there is. God is all there will ever be. Voices only. God is all there is. God is all there will ever be. God is all there is. God is all there will ever be. Bring it back in. Here we go. God is all. Stand if you wish. There is. Yes. God is all there will ever be. Oh, God is all. Oh, God is all there is. God is all there is. God is all there will ever be. One more time. Oh, God is all. God is all. God is all there is. God is all there will ever be. God is all there is. God is all there will ever be. God is all there is. Feel it, feel it, feel it, feel it, feel it. God is all there will ever be. Thank you for doing this.
Oh, that was wonderful. Thank you. You're amazing. Love you. And the band, you guys are really amazing. I was going to start with a meditation, and I realized, you know what, we don't need it right now. I will end with one. I will commit to that, but I think that's all we really needed to get into the presence, in the presence of this room, leaving the world outside of these doors, and just remembering really what is true. God is all there really is. And when we remember that, we can look at the beautiful things in our life and recognize the beauty of God being in all of it. We can also look at the discouraging and difficult things in our life and know that there's some bigger plan for that experience to deepen our understanding and the power that lives within us to move through any fire in our life. When we remember God is all there really is. It's very reassuring. So today, my talk title is Be a Reflection of What You Would Like to Receive. Be a reflection of what you would like to receive. If you want love, then give love. If you want truth, be truthful. If you want respect, be respectful. If you want to be happy, be in gratitude for what you have. And as we recognize what we have is enough, then more and more fills in that space. Gratitude is a healer. Your life is meant to be lived fully. This is a hero's journey. If you are willing to process and heal from the inside out by observing your true self and true feelings and the beliefs you carry that empower or disempower you. As we learn more and more about the things that made us feel pinched off from the power that we are, which is usually from childhood wounds or spouses in our adulthood or traumas that we've faced, we realize that there's more healing to be done to awaken into the majesty that we are as God in action. Today, I am going to be talking about community because when I was leaving on Thursday or on Wednesday, I write my sermons on Thursday. I said to Steve, my assistant, and Heather, my secretary, what should I talk about this Sunday? Because I feel like I've thrown all my material out in the last 4 Sundays, and they were really inspiring talks, and I hope I can pull another one off. It's interesting, like by the 4th Sunday, I'm like, what should I talk about? And they said, talk about community. Talk about our community. And I love it when I ask that question because I need to get out of my own, narrow view on life sometimes. I need to remember, yes, let's talk about something else that we haven't talked about in a very long time. So I wanted to share this quote from the Bible in John 10:10. It says, I came that they may have life and have it abundantly. I came that they may have life and have it abundantly. It means a life that is rich and fulfilled, healthy, prosperous, and loving. Only our lack of perception, lack of the grateful heart, keeps us from experiencing it. We have the choice to be great or small. When we are grateful, we are great. When we become lax in the expression of gratitude, we become little people with little minds, leading little, inconsequential lives. This is written by Eric Butterworth, which is one of the most famous unity ministers, and I would always tell you that if you want to really know the philosophy of unity and the grounding, he has the greatest books, unity books, so I would definitely, because he's funny, and he really gets you, like, being little people, little-minded, like, you get that, like, we get that. There's a great book, The Great Me and the Little Me, and it's a children's book for Unity Sunday schools, and the Great Me is this big sunshine, and the Little Me is this little gray, rainy day, and they can blow out the rainy day and breathe in the Great Me. Are we being the Great Me, right? So it said, you can make of this one day a dance, a dirge, or a life march, as you will. It is your day. You are alive in it. You don't need to wonder what the day will bring. It is an unfolding opportunity to express and to grow. You are in the express business, and growth is what it is all about. Of all people, in all ages, no one has more reason for thanksgiving than you. No one has any reason to be more thankful than you. And what that's saying is, if we're really focused on the difficult in our life, we probably are walking around going, what's wrong with this phase? What's going on? Why is nothing going forward? Why does it feel like everything I do is getting burnt out and we can't figure out how to move forward? And we all go through those phases. Those are growing phases. And we know that when we've been on a spiritual path that we don't get discouraged, but we step into our faith and we come into our community to be around other like-minded people that might be in that magic place where everything is flowing perfectly and it mirrors back, oh yes, I just have to move through this. I have to stop focusing on the negative and the difficult and the dirge of our daily life at that time. Get around beautiful, conscious people, and because we're 100% energy, it's contagious. We're reminded of this greatness, this beauty, right? We used to, when we'd open up our services for many years, I'm going to take you through the community that I've observed of Unity in my 40 years in Unity. And we used to start the service, and I'm sure some of you will remember this. We'd say, "Welcome to Unity. Let's start with our opening affirmation. Unity of Boulder is a radiating center of Christ's light within, mighty to attract its good and radiate it to others." And I don't know why we stopped saying that. You know, when I was sitting, you know, I'm going back and I'm scanning my life because Unity raised me. I don't know life without this community. And that really hit me when I was writing this sermon, that all this love, all of these people that have come in and out of my life, I've known nothing else. And I got such a feeling of, oh my God, not everybody's had this their whole life. Like I really got that, like that sense of, I have this extended family that goes forever and ever. And a sense of belonging to the greater whole. As far as people go, you know, there's an endless amount of people I can call if I really need help in all the different ways and all of the gifts that all these people give to this community. Because we're all the radiating light of the Christ light. And we're coming here into this community to remember that. And when we're, like I was just saying, when we're in the difficult, the others are here to lift us as service of God for us. And then when we're in the wholeness and things are going great, we're the light in service of God for the others. That's what makes community. That's what the foundation of community is. Being part of an engaging community gives us a sense of belonging. It enables us to share personal relatedness and support perpetual growth of each other, ourselves, and our environment. I have this unique vantage point on this community because of how young I was when it all started. I remember the board of directors of a study group that had already met under the name of Unity of Boulder. They were looking for a minister to take the small study group here in Boulder to a bigger scale to reach and change more lives. This was back in 1976. The small study group met weekly for a prayer circle and on Sundays in the little chapel that we had on 22nd and Pearl, and it still stands there. There was a board member named Emma Barnsley. There was Holly Hollenkamp, Irene and Bill German, Agnes and Bob Whitting. They were the real founders of Unity of Boulder, and they were all midlife to elderly at the time. Emma told our family when we arrived from our little church in Texas, and I was 3 years old, for my dad to try out for the position. She knew when our family arrived and drove up in front of the little chapel, she saw the car bustling with 3 children under 8 years old. She said their prayers had been answered. They'd all been praying for a family to take this community to the community of Boulder. That was the beginning of the journey of this outstanding center, and it was prayed by Emma and those people, our family coming from Texas, to come and be the stewards of this amazing ministry, and it's been humbling, and it's been amazing. Since the dawn of time, humans have formed communities so that they can feel part of something. We are very aware that you are the sum of the people around you. And this means that depending on the people who are involved in the community will determine if it enhances or detracts from your life. You know, that's a big part because you really have to follow your inner guide when you choose a community. You really have to feel the energy of the people that reside in it, the leadership. You need to question all of it, right? When you get a bad experience in a community, you have to follow that. This whole place is reminding you to follow your guts, your inner wisdom, your intuition. And when something feels right, you jump in, and you don't sort of jump in, you jump all in. Because this place has transformed so many lives over all of these years. I have observed all the ups and the downs this community has gone through, just like people, with time and prayer and heightened consciousness. A community gets better and better. The deepening of those who have attended previously to you. Being a part of this place resonates in the vibration of the center, even in their physical absence. So I was telling somebody earlier, I've been speaking to, I'd almost call the ancestors of this spiritual center, all those who have passed, that gave of their time, their talent, and their finances. It's the 3 T's. It's tithe, talent, and time. When you really are part of a community, that's what it takes for a nonprofit to actually survive, right? And if you don't have the finances, then time is just as treasured. It's important. Giving back to this community. Obviously, and so I've been talking to them. I've been thinking of the faces and all the people that have led the kitchen, and they've overseen the ushering, and they've overseen the Sunday school. We've had many, many different generations of people overseeing all these different areas, and I know every single one. And many of them aren't here anymore. Obviously, I am biased towards this Unity community. I think back on all of the Sunday school teachers I had as a little kid, all the older people that were in the church when I was little and treated me like their own. So many of them that touched my lives in different ways, who many aren't walking on this planet anymore. I've been talking to them all weekend, saying, I'm going to give this sermon because I want to hopefully inspire for those of you that have been sitting in the periphery of this wonderful center, to maybe start getting more involved. The many flocks of souls that have come and gone, the door is truly round at Unity of Boulder. It has been a foundation for thousands and thousands of people who have walked through those doors and have awakened over the 40-something years that has resided in Boulder. And the message that is carried through the winds of workshops, classes, services, through the music, the artists that have poured their love into this place through song and instrument, that has all been shared here. It all lives within the walls and are stored at the foundation of this building and 2 other buildings in Boulder. And that same love and message is carried within the hearts and minds of those who have attended across all of time. So many hearts opened, so many people's lives healed, so many families raised, so many births, and so many deaths. To witness all of the generations of life in such a short life. I'm in midlife at this point, but all that I have seen and felt and experienced here is a true blessing. It makes my heart overflow with gratitude, and gratitude for the spiritual work my parents set out to do when they entered this ministry. They've also lit the torch for me and my 2 brothers to work in ministry out in the world as well. I pray that you know that we are so grateful you are here, because this is the People's Unity community. That's really important for you to know. This is your community. This is not my staff or my family's community. We are just the humble stewards of the center. This is your community. And it's our community. We've grown in this community because of you. You've made us better, right? So, we really are the stewards of the work that Myrtle and Charles Fillmore are true founders of Unity as a movement worldwide, which was about reminding you that all there is God. You are the expression of God. You are the vibration of God. And no matter what is going on in your life right now, can absolutely come back to homeostasis, balance, and faith in this greater something, this greater love we call God. Source, spirit, whatever feeling makes you feel completely and totally rooted and connected. So through the centuries, people have attempted to depict and describe their divinity. The African fetish, the Egyptian dung beetle, the Hindu Kali with their necklace of human skulls, and the all-too-human gods of the Greeks and Romans, while the Christian ideal has been centered around the concept of the worship of God, which usually means bowing before an altar, a statue, or a church official. But Unity is concerned more with finding a consciousness of oneness with God, and then seeking to express God in thought, word, and act. It would seem that those who insist on a type of worship that has God centered in places, things, and people have missed one of the most revealing teachings of the entire Bible. Paul's immortal sermon on Mars Hill said it this way: The God who made the world and everything in it, being Lord of heaven and earth, does not live in shrines made by people, nor is God served by human hands, as though God needed anything, since God gives to all people life and breath and everything. Yet God is not far from each one of us, for in God we live and move and have our being. So when we contemplate Jesus saying that God is spirit, the principle of life and intelligence everywhere, present at all times, just as accessible as the principle of mathematics and fully as free from formalness. Does the principle of mathematics give special attention to the blackboard that is adorned and marked with fine figure? No, it works for all alike, impersonally. Neither does God care for forms and ceremonies or ritual or long and eloquent prayers. These things may have an influence upon the individual in helping him or her feel a sense of communion, a sense of community. And to that extent, certainly no one should say they are wrong, but we must remember that they have absolutely no influence on God. We don't change God's constantness. When we pray, we're not changing God to change something that's going on with us. We're changing ourselves when we pray. That is a constant, it's a consistent divine order that's within everything that is. And when we're praying, we're opening ourselves up to that consistency and love. So then we have to ask ourselves, then what is God? Here we are faced with a definition which can only limit the limitless. We could say God is mind, God is life, God is substance. But whatever we agree God is God is you. Just let that imprint. Just let your photographic mind take that in to remember the power of that. There is this universal energy that is consistent and constant. And when you realize that you are the expression of that, then you can overcome every and all obstacle you're facing, be it financial, relationship, ill body, whatever. God is you. So you can speak to the cells in your body. You can speak to the things you're harboring in your consciousness that's disempowering. You can let go of the story that you keep repeating, so you keep repeating something similar over and over again. You can choose to look upon the things you're grateful for so you can manifest more of that gratefulness. Because you have this power right here. We at Unity have focused heavily on becoming a great spiritual community. We want to create a safe place where you can surround yourselves with the spiritual values that drive people towards their highest selves, replace negative thinking with a positive view on life, and are focused on helping all the seeking souls on this earth to change the world for the better. So that is what Unity's goal is to remind you of this power in you so that you go out and we all are attracting that light and reminding people of float this light into other people's hearts, and we're awakening the hearts and minds of all consciousness. So that we don't see this end day that the environment's talking about will happen if we don't make all the changes we have to. Because when we realize that we are God, we won't walk by the trash anymore. We don't operate as spiritual beings when other people are watching, but we operate as spiritual beings when no one's watching. We are 100% authentic in our truth. And if we don't have something nice to say, we don't say anything at all. Disney had it right on that one. Do you remember who said that? If you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. Who said that? It was Thumper in Bambi. It's a little one, but it just shocks me how people share such negativity with me, and I think that did not lift my spirit, and we're working in this work, and very rarely are people sharing their joys with me. They're sharing just really graphic levels of how bad things are. And when we're sharing, like that was saying, it's in word, thought, and feelings. How we think about these things are attracting more and more of that dirge or that gratitude, right? It's very simple. Science shows that communities ultimately give people a supportive group to help them cope with difficult challenges. It helps them band together to solve problems and celebrate life's lighter moments. Because we know that not everyone has a significant other to share life's experiences with. That's what community is for. We know that not everyone has big extended families to gather for the holidays and birthdays. That's what community is for. We know that families also need a place to come together to deepen their relationship with this greater love, to hold and inspire all the many phases of parenting from babies to adults. A place for children to cultivate friendships in the Sunday school and youth program where they learn that we are all one and God is real and the law of attraction is real and that talking about things of this high nature is cool, not something you need to hide from yourself and others. So I wanted to take this opportunity to recognize a volunteer that gets unnoticed and serves this place probably every single day. Can I please ask Joel Gutman to please stand up right now and recognize him? Will you stand up so people can... And Grace's wife also helps him as well, yes. They've been overseeing our garden and the landscape back here. If you've seen how beautified and gorgeous, he's out there gardening all from the second spring is appearing all the way till the winter hits. And even then he's preparing benches and beautiful woodworks and things like this to just make it so ready for the next year for this magical, mystical garden that our children participate in every Sunday school. They get to go and play in around the echinacea flowers and all the healing things that are out there. We have a labyrinth out there that he maintains, and he blood, sweat, and tears and asks for nothing. He just does this on his own. And that's what it takes. In strong communities, there's always someone doing something amazing, and you don't know it. But there's so many of those people that are behind the scenes that don't get the thank you that they deserve. I'll go on to Sylvia Ronstead. I'll go on to you, Mamily, you, Ma. I will go on to Michelle. I will go on to... This number has dwindled, and this is why I'm having this conversation. Sandy Chamberlain. Who else knows of some we need to... Sandy Spawn and...
Stand up, Sandy Spawn.
Fran Dugan, for sure. Stand up.
John Stovall.
John Stovall, absolutely.
Unity is strength. When there is teamwork and collaboration, wonderful things can be achieved. So how do you get involved in unity? How do you get more involved? Obviously, attending classes, workshops, services, but the one that enriches people's lives the most, in my experience, is in service, giving of your time. Back in the day, this place was bustling with volunteers. So many social events like potlucks, parties, dances, the list goes on. All of it was planned and set up and taken down by a core group of about 50 volunteers. I remember observing that core of volunteers, and many of them were parents, and their kids were running around. Many of them were the elders, and they were the baking and working in the kitchens, and it was just this seamless song of just absolute. It was a family. They were a family of people, and I mostly remember that at our old building, and some here, but it was really strong there. And they'd be laughing, and they were buddies, and they were all going out for coffee afterwards, and they just had this wonderful experience. It was like they owned the building. They took care of it. We were working around them. It was like they had it going on. They were planning what was going on. And in the last 8 or more years, we have seen a lack of devotion of the people's time. We have about 8 or so core volunteers. And our staff that are taking the weight of the lack of volunteers' responsibility. And we really need help. Because I want us to have the kind of activities that we had here. We had Sufi dancing. We had so many things going on here. And everything that we're doing is all paid now. We're paying everybody. And the church can't afford to pay people to be leaders here. Service is a part of community. It's what keeps the doors open. So I would love to see the return of these kind of social experiences and activities here at Unity. I'm planting a seed today. And if your friends aren't here today that usually come with you, please share with them that I would really like them to hear this call. I'm calling and I'm asking the universe and you, if it touches you, to listen to that. I'm planting a seed today. I know if you are called to serve some of your precious time, and I know it's your precious time at this center, it will bless you tenfold. It says that in the Bible. There's little sheets that are being handed out right now. And these are some of the things that are no longer happening here at Unity because we don't have the volunteers to participate and help with. The big one that's coming up next is the Halloween kids party. We need people for that. And we have a potluck next week. But I'm ready to start having a monthly volunteer meeting where we meet after the service, and today, instead of the discussion group, I'm going to lead a volunteer meeting. We are ready to put a group together of people. You don't have to do all of it. You pick an area, but just sometimes take your time to serve. You will experience something amazing. The next big one is the Thanksgiving potluck that we do, which we provide for the community and our community and the greater community. And that's a really great way to have something to do if you don't have some big thing already planned for Thanksgiving. So if you're feeling called today, fill out that form and come and see me after the service. We'll be meeting right here. And if you can't stay, fill out that form and put it in the offering bag, okay? And those of you that are already volunteering, I would like you to also come to this meeting as well, if you can. This has been a spontaneous situation, so I understand if you can't, and we'll be doing it again next month on the last Sunday of the month. For it is in giving that we receive. It is in giving that we receive. Francis of Assisi. Another reason, volunteering is the very core of being a human. Volunteerism is the voice that the people put into action. Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has. So I'm going to take you into a short meditation. Just close our eyes and just get our feet planted on the floor. And just take a deep breath in your nose and out with a and in your nose again. Over the taking this time to visit with your heart. Sometimes putting your hand on your heart is a way to visit your true feelings. And visiting what stood out to you today in this talk. Where is there something that could use a little bit more of your attention and intention? To create a deeper root system in whatever that thing is that touched you. We are all expanding in consciousness, growing to this higher good. And there are some practices of old that have proven and have shown that they do transform lives. Servitude of individuals has shown that it can get rid of depression, loneliness, separateness. It has shown when you don't really know what to do next in your life, that serving brings our attention to doing good for others, which creates a vacuum for God's energy to bring the good back into your life and a vision for what's next for you. It takes you out of that constant intellect that is distracting you and giving back to the purpose of this world and humanity as healers, as the protectors, and as the lovers of this planet and those who reside on it. All those beautiful creatures, and whales and elk and trees and butterflies and dragonflies and bunnies and horses and people. So many beautiful people living expanded lives. And we are those expanded living people that can walk gently in this world and step forth to do what is being called of us. Spirit, we are so grateful. Mother Earth, your heartbeat leads us and guides us. We see our intuition expanding. We're seeing our forethought expanding, and we're seeing that we are the visionaries. That God is asking us to be in truth, in action, in being, in living. Let's take a big deep breath in. Out with a and repeat after me in your mind's eye. I am ready. I'm going to give thanks for this in the name and the power of the living Christ within each and every one of us. Amen.
We will take an offering for unity now. And as we're preparing to do this, I think that there are some of you that can carry a tune. You are now being called to the Unity Choir. What is the date of that choir meeting, that first one? Anybody? Okay. It's on Thursday, but I don't know what the date is, when it starts. Okay. No? Somebody gave a date when we're going to start the choir. Okay, so get ready, because you're going to be commandeered into the choir. We have to send the Unity Police to your door and drag you to the choir. We will. So now, having received the understanding that we receive here at Unity, the idea that we're all part of this divine presence that is moving forward to heal the planet as well as our own lives. Let us bring to mind the gratitude that we should have to be able to be part of this. And as we do that, let's bring to mind that financial gift that we'd like to make to Unity of Boulder. And let's bless it with this offering prayer. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, because I give. And so it is.
I love hearing Syntysche's enthusiasm, and I couldn't help but just think when she kept using the word volunteer, I went, no. The opportunity is so much more than that, because we live in this divine participatory universe, and we get to do something here that is bringing that forth. And so I'm excited to see all the things that happen here and know you all better and get to be a part of them myself. So thanks. We are walking each other home, drawn by the pull of love. Oh, yes, we are. We are walking each other home, and we're drawn by the pull of love. Stand and sing with me if you wish. We are walking each other home, drawn by the pull of love. We are walking each other home, and we're drawn by the pull of love. Here we go. That was just rehearsal. We are walking each other home, drawn by the pull of love. Join hands with somebody next to you. We are walking each other home, and we're drawn by the pull of love. Oh, we are walking each other home, and we're drawn by the pull of love. Oh, yes, we are. We are walking each other home, and we're drawn by the pull of love. And love is the magnetizing power. Yes, it is. Love is the harmonizing power. Love is the unifying power as we walk each other home. Take it away, Brandon. We are walking each other home, drawn by the pull of love. We are walking each other so tenderly, drawn by the pull of love, and magnificently and boldly. We are walking each other home, and we're drawn by the pull of love. Oh, yes, we are. Yes, we are. We are walking to walk each other home. Heaven, here now. Walk each other home. The glory of God, here now. Walk each other home in your body, as your body, here and now. Walk each other home, together now. Walk each other home, as we walk each other, one another, all beings through all time. Thanks so much for singing and bobbing me along. I wanted to mention that I wrote that song with my dear friend Linda Martellowitz. I'm feeling her today. Thank you.
So we want you to know we have prayer partners available to you today. If you're in need of prayer, you can just stay seated in your seat. And a prayer partner, the beautiful women with the stalls on, they will come and find you and take you to the meditation room and pray with you, because we're going to have a meeting in here in just a few minutes. We have refreshments right after the service, so grab yourself some food and feel free to bring it back in here, and we'll be sitting here if you're feeling guided and ready to volunteer, even an hour a month or an hour a week or a few hours a week. We need all of it, so please meet me back here in about 10 minutes. And we'll just close with our closing benediction. I release and I let go. Have a beautiful week, or meet me back here in 10 minutes. And you'll still have a beautiful week if you meet back here.